Yes, Seak Claus Winkler, Künstler, artist. This is an art video, an art performance. You know, German laws, German free speech, la-di-da. I'm in my showroom. That's the old coal cellar from my grandparents, from the house they built after they were refugees from East Prussia to Schleswig-Holstein, and my grandfather was back from Russian POV captivity camp in Siberia or Caucasus, I don't know, I have to double check. They in the 50s moved here and then built this house. And I'm thankful that I can use this as a studio. And this house, I was reading the first books. I was watching books about the history of the 20th century. No, was it 20th century? And then later I was reading books. So I fed my subconscious with lots of historic knowledge. But this is, in primary, we are talking here, or this is a video about art. Oh, it's also part of the art, because the subconscious knows. Anyways, let's go in a little bit more, not NPC superficial, but let's go on a different route in this video. We have here two Seak styles, and in the Verlauf dieses Videos, and later on in the video you will see some more Seak styles. You can consider though these Seak styles as miniatures. They will be smaller and smaller and smaller, you know, because I'm coming from painting them on walls. So for me, a large size would be if I would be like this height. You know, so it's like 1 meter 80, and it's like I'm 6 feet. You know, this obsessed height women are these days with the hypergamy and everything, and the inflation. So let's say 4 meters, 6 meters, I don't know, 7, 8 meters, and then I don't know how much that is, 40, 50 meters. That would be a large size. This is small. So why I say Seak styles? Because it has, at least when I'm painting them, and for me they're saying the word Seak, S or Seek or Seek. It's like an S, which obviously for me, this is the upper serif, this is the lower serif, this is a small e, which is also a large e, a small a, the K. Same here. This is on canvas. This is on the back side of my old sleeping room cabin where I had my stuff, my clothes in, which at some part we kind of like destructed it, and then I utilized parts of the cabin surfaces to paint, and putting canvas over. But here I painted a raw dog, this Patinax plate, this press things. Yeah, and it turned out into what you would say in the graffiti world, a burner. That's at least in my book. It's really nice, decent colored. Oh, it looks like a knight or like some drone or medieval, but more like a Hollywood medieval, because all the knights in shining armor, thought that they looked like that in medieval times. So perfect, also so similar in color. But this painting looks already finished. It's mixed media, spray can. At first, I think it was airbrush, then spray can, and then brush. And there's no marker, because at some time between 2010, between 2000 and, from 2000 to 2013, I was painting a lot with marker, with me 14 maybe, 2014. but then 15 maybe, I don't know, but then I was like completely fed up with markers. No, the last painting I did with markers was in 2019, this, where I also used markers, this dark green painting, which I really love. But since then I kind of like avoided markers and I did everything with brush, forced myself to paint with brush, with scale model brush. Here's some precise things, and here some really small letters, you know? S-E-A, and there's a K. I tend to avoid the letter K. I explained already in other videos why I do this, and you can hold me accountable to paint more Ks. Anyways, so this painting here is from 2010. This is one of the rare paintings where I didn't paint on the backside. I just did some airbrush sketches with Seak airbrush sketches on the background, like large ones, but just one color in blue. Usually, and this is also very less, and usually all other paintings, they're equally painted from two sides. And this happened in, I would say, 2013 to or 14 to last year, or 2 years ago. And it looks great. I mean, if someone falls in love, okay. But if no one falls in love with it, I will probably, at some point, will keep on painting. This is, for example, a painting from 1990, also a Seak style. To be honest, I mean, always honest, I'm trying to, I can, you know, with a free speech. We have here, I like this K better than those two Ks, but in terms of execution of like colors, this is obviously better. And I also like the S here. There's like some kind of Messerschmitt, Stuka aesthetic. And here, in comparison, I don't like both S very much. But then the E and the A, I would say the A is here better than there. And with the E, I don't know. This, everybody likes this painting, but maybe this. It looks also a little bit like a Muppet here, like a little bit like infantile. I don't know. Anyways, so just to keep your mind flexible, I'm having here some questions. So I've already kind of like said what I don't like in those paintings. Maybe. Okay. Why I still keep on painting a painting? Even if I recognize I don't like something, well, I can change the painting and adding more things to it, and I like the charisma it creates. Also, when the painting has something which I don't like, but I still keep on painting, because it's like a relationship, you know, old values, loyalty, charisma, personality. It helps also to make the painting less kitschy or less too slick. And plus it's a great opportunity to also then create a thing which creates an expression, you know. That expression can be part of and creates a context. And that context then creates a different meaning. I mean, at least that's what I learned in, especially with all those paper paintings, because yeah, they're also grown out of failure and everything. Oops. Ooh. And yeah, instead of a composition, I'm just going with the flow. So let's have another Seak style, just to make it flexible. Okay, I'm gonna take this one here on cardboard. Welches Detail würdest du jemandem zeigen? Which detail would you show someone? Difficult decision, because they're all kind of slick painted. I mean, I like to imagine myself that I'm so individualistic, but in a way, each is its own piece and beauty and everything, but they are kind of like all from the same flock in a way. Usually or often those details which are individual, at least from my point of view, are the unplanned stuff. I would say maybe this part here and that painting. Difficult, or maybe here the whole, but I just burped, so I'm mirroring basically the inside with the outside. Well, debunk myself. I don't know. If I would say this part, that means I'm too lazy because I want to look behind this. I don't know. And to be honest, maybe they are all too slick painted, all too von der Stange in a way. I mean, each in its own way is too perfect. Okay, I showed this already in another video, but I like this part here. I should paint more often something like this, without doing like all these kind of little things, or this fading here also like. And with this here, I already said it, the K. I like the K. This is also something, I can also show the back side of this painting, but I did that in another video, so too lazy to do this again. I like this large bow here below the bar, which is also nice. Okay. The back side here. I know this is the back side with lots of photos adding things on. Okay. Welches Wo steckt die meiste Arbeit and where is the most work inside? Good question. I'm not that painting, but on the back side, considering the back side, I would say this painting, and I think this painting I painted live at a hip-hop jam, but I can be totally wrong. I don't know. Maybe I painted it here, I don't know. Here, also a good question. I don't know. Maybe the Lila painting? But no, I would say here, and because of the backside. It's kind of equal in a way. But it shows me my flaws. Asking questions like this shows me if I really want to take it on the next level, I must make each piece much more individual in a way. And in less system-like. I hate to say it, because they're so, in each piece everything fits so good together that it's almost, I don't want to rip myself apart here live on camera. So so be calm, not talk. I mean, they're awesome pieces, you know, but that's maybe the okay, another question. What is not perfect, but it's right? Okay, not perfect is here obviously. I mean, I hardly could focus, concentrate. The E is kind of like pressed together. This element absolutely makes no sense. It's like it's ashamed, the E. It was like, no, don't. I want to try to cover its face. Or I don't know, the S is trying to do a Roman or something. I don't know. Yeah. The A, I mean, this is like Pat and Patachon slapstick. No, I'm just making jokes. But the K here, I like the K. So, and here, the backside, okay. Yeah, and the whole, that it's so slick and perfect. Now, I was impressed that I can achieve that, but now that I achieved that level, also with those mix of techniques, I see the need for an upgrade, which is because it was very ungrateful for me for myself to paint in rotation. So I have lots of paintings on a super high level where I never imagine I would achieve that, but I then think, okay, it must go further. I like this little thing here. It's this collection of little things. This is really fun. Yeah, that the paint is kind of loose in some parts. There are like here things, but I think this is positive in a way. Here it has a little bit too much details jumping in my direction as a viewer at the same time. It's a little too much, but maybe that makes it interesting because it's, let's say, in a computer, 3D illustrated, Shiptober, spaceship, Instagram challenge artist, illustrator, Adobe crack super nerd master guy. They wouldn't have done it different. It would be more perfect or much more perfect. But this makes it maybe even charismatic. I like this now, the part now, because there's the icon rest. This pops up really great, really nice. But this has like also like a, it's like also like a skull totem. It's like, yeah, wow, impressive. I have to reward myself here. Looks great. Here, there's lots of things I don't like. I like the composition, the colors I like, but this S, I don't know. I don't know. No. I mean, it's an efficient way to impress. It looks good. It's because it's so clean in the background, everybody likes it, blah, blah, blah. It's rare also in that time. The colors are very bright and very appealing. Yeah, but then that doesn't mean that they're not intelligent or that the way they steer people, you know, it has a certain effect. I don't want to talk down on my own work, but there's lots. I mean, if there would be a piece here, I really would be like, wow. completely happy with, I would tell it. I would probably make an extra video or something. What I like is the installation here with the canvases and how it looks on photo. But I also have seen those paintings often. What should I keep hanging? I don't know. Good question. I don't know. I could be like, oh, okay, let's be like charismatic and pure, and I'm on purpose hanging myself an old painting because it connects me, la di da di da. But this is also, I don't know. Maybe the colors are in conflict with the question or my answer or the state I'm in right now. You know, this can also be a reason for my intuition, because I'm also influenced by the colors and everything. Where has this painting or these paintings weight? I don't know too much about composition, what they mean with weight. Either where's the turning point, or where's the... Maybe I like here, because it's like here it's heavy, it's lots of surface. And here... If you would say it like this, everywhere there is lots of material represented, painted. Or this view, I would say there. But also just because I focus at this. I'm also too full to think now. I'm lazy, you know. I've eaten something, a steak, and some shrimps and vegetables. So I really don't want to think, and I'm annoyed by questions which make me think. But this is exactly the point why I'm asking those questions, because they're supposed to engage you in thinking. What did change in the way you perceive or to look at the paintings after all these informations? Well, this is more a question towards you. It's probably a lot. I don't know. Welches Bild würdest du in einem Raum aushalten? Which painting you could stand in a room? I would say a man. I mean, this is art which men are hanging. So I would say they would hang everything, you know. Like a man who's too wussy to hang something. I mean, come on. Plus, there's it's just each piece is an individual, so yeah, I say that. There you go. Maybe I should put the background in a different thing, because it's too much. It could be like this. Let's switch. The sides here. That's showing you the back side of the piece. These are small A's with antennas, and this is a small E, but they look like they're surrendering and being confused and running around like, oh, we are surrender. Oh. So, but this is, I'm doing this so this piece can have more room to breathe. And this is like, on the left part is an S, that's a small e, and then we have like 5 A and a K. They look, they look like Lord of the Dance. Or, I don't know, I'm just making a joke. This is like my being a sleep boomer, normie, sheeple, harmless humor. So, any more questions? Yeah. This sounds, I've read it there, I read it there, but the thing is, I didn't have the plan to paint this painting. My only plan was painting a piece where I paint the same letter in the middle of my Seak name. You can do that with all letters, but I did it with the a few times in the row. Like Seak, but Seak, something like that. I did that in Siegburg at the parking house at Turnsville Station in the 90s with a Seak style where I did, I think, multiple E, or I put an S into the Seak, no, an H. Then it developed from there, I like it. It looks great on the video camera. I'm really happy also with the iPhone, with the photos. And this is just a normal iPhone. Yeah, which emotion does this stirs within you? The question is what it is for you. Where is this painting the strongest? That's a good question. Where is this painting the strongest? Maybe here, this dust, misty thing. But I like also this part. Interesting that, that's the other side. Fuck it, let's do all one. Is from which movie? From the movie Blow. True story. And it's oil. Yeah, that's a surprise, huh? I was just reckon that the painting is still has to be signed from at least one side. Sure. I'm too lazy with asking questions because I have this full stomach. This is, what should I say? And another one. Another Seak, this time also with just 4 small a's. Here's the S, that's a small e, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 a's and a k. Also really nice. It has some. Yeah, should I also paint like details inside? Those more from these parts. I mean, I like this. You have to activate your brain to put everything together, almost like Van Gogh. Or I'm not so. I like the impressionist too, but I'm bad with names. Yeah, that's great too. Also the colors are nice here. It's like I was in a time machine in the 1860s, 70s, 80s, 90s in France, painting at the Seine or at the Seine. On the back side. Yeah, I should ask questions, but the steak is. I'm pleasantly satisfied from the food, but it's ein voller Bauch studiert nicht gern. A full belly hardly or doesn't like to study. That's also a Seak style. And there's a Seak style, and there's a Seak. No, that's an E, that's a K, then there's an A, there's another S style, there's an L. Yeah. Whew. There you go, another one. Ta-da. Maybe having a coffee and sitting myself into the chair I'm having here, and then I might get thoughts and start okay. Did I mention already that I started these in 2011, 12 or something? Yeah, and it says also Seak. What is happening with you the longer you look at it? I can't, I'm maybe too autistic or too Germanic blood memory or too cold or too pathologically disconnected from anything, or that I reckon anything. It also depends on the piece, but this is with every piece, because I mean, the more colors you put in, the more nuanced or the complex the results are, or decent, I don't know. It's also a nice piece, huh? With the red. Yeah, the thing is, the lilac or purple piece in the background, I mean, from there, I wanted to achieve a much detailed level. It was in 1990, so I came up with this like in 2010. This there happened, the purple piece. But then I reckon probably this is too slick, too perfect, too much Pixar, Walt Disney aesthetic, which is fine. And then I kind of was, this was happening then in the this was probably happening 1, 2 or 3 years later, where you can see I was trying to make it myself difficult and more raw, and just to challenge myself to get out of this, oh, everything it has too nice, it looks like Frozen, or like I already said, or it looks like too perfect. I mean, this is really nice. Oh, wait a minute. Bad, the corner there. I should be more careful with my pieces. At some point, and at a certain point, they will be all behind glass, and then it's all good. There you go. The back side is also very colorful. You can see here, pure abstract, and here I was proving myself that I can also paint something which looks like raw art and is mature and trying to appeal and trying to be nice. Stuff like that. It looks with the highlights I've painted a few days ago. I mean, I started this 15, 14, 13, something like this years ago. And then it was a very slow process. Now it starts to look really finished with a nice contrast. Yeah. Where is this painting the strongest? I don't know. I like it. I like the red part. I like this blurry in middle part. So many. There are the black book sketches with ball pen from a 1990s black book I taped into. Okay, I would say, here in comparison, the 99 version, but on the background, this piece there in the picture right now is, I started also painting from the back side, full color, not full color, but you know, full, lots of styles, and yeah, full color if you will. From 2013 on, and now it's like also on the state of the art. So yeah. I'm trying to, I mean, this is bad from a business point of view, because then people just have to buy one painting and they basically have 2 decades, the 90s or the early 2000s, and plus the latest state of the art. But it's, but maybe then, yeah, it's part of my artist over identity quality. I don't know. So, yeah, it's also the question how you communicate and promote yourself, or what people value, what they think they value. Okay, any more questions? Okay, if you have any questions or ideas, what this painting is doing with you, or my work in general, how does my work changes you, how it really affects you, what is missing. What is pulling you in? What is repulsing you, pulling you, pushing you away? Where's the power? Where lays the power? Just tell me. Yeah, and we drop it in the comments, or I don't know, like drop it. This like everybody's saying. Anyway, I will later we'll do the next video. I really enjoyed this painting. Thank you. Thank you for your support.